think the best value iPhone for the average user in 2021 is the iPhone 10R. Here's why. So every year there's a new iPhone that comes out. In September 2021, for example, the iPhone 13 or 12s, whatever the name is, will come out, and people will rush to buy the new one and forget about the iPhone 12, 12 Pro, or if 11 or 11 Pro if they had it. But is it really necessary for everyone to do that? I realize that most users on iPhone anyway, they tend to buy the Pro version of the iPhone, and they don't even know about half the features of the Pro. They just want to show off the best iPhone they got, or I just got the best of the best, or I just got the most expensive one. This is the only thing that they really want to show. However, do they really need it? I don't think so. And what is really an average user? I do not really consider myself totally as an average user. However, I know a little bit what the average user need, and everyone around me is mostly an average user. Um, the average user, most of the time on their phone, they don't do much. They just send messages to their friend, post on social media, do a little bit of emails, and take photos, and that's it. The iPhone 10R, I got it here, is actually great to do all that. Um, it came out in 2018 or 2019, if I remember. I think it was 2018, and it has a 720p screen, and most people were complaining about the resolution of the screen. But honestly, when using the phone, you don't really notice that resolution. The 720p is not really noticed that much unless you use another phone, which is this phone, for example, the iPhone 11 Pro that I have. Is in that case that I can realize that I have OLED here, and here is 720p LCD. But is it to the point where it's that bad on the iPhone 10R? I don't think so. The software is basically the same across all iPhones. The software that is running on my iPhone 11 Pro is the same running on the 10R, and the same running on the 7. Actually, iOS 15 can be installed on the iPhone 6s, which came out 7 years ago, which means that your phone, the iPhone 10R, if you get it, you can actually have up to 4 more years of software update, unless you want to change that phone in 4 years. I don't know, but I think 4 years of software update left is actually a lot for you. When it comes to opening apps and dealing with apps, most of the time, if it's just WhatsApp or iMessage or emailing, it's basically the same across all iPhones. Even if you get the iPhone 12 Pro, and the chip on the iPhone 10R was also very, very powerful, and it was mostly for gaming or really intensive apps. But the apps that you will be using every day, they don't really need to have the most powerful chip in order to work. I mean, you can still be able to message your friend, to post on social media. And talking about social media, most of people, they just take the photos to post it on social media. And the iPhone photos are totally fine. I took some pictures with the iPhone 10R, and to compare with the iPhone 11 Pro, as you can see, the iPhone 10R performs really well, especially when you have very good lighting. And those photos are really good when it comes to portrait. You can basically notice that it's using software to blur the background compared to the iPhone 11 Pro that I have here, and every other iPhone that have telephoto. They are using the telephoto camera in order to separate the background from the subject. But this can be done by software, and the iPhone 10R shows that. People who actually got the iPhone 11 Pro or 12 Pro, they don't even use the ultra wide or telephoto camera. most of the time they're just using the main camera. Some of them don't even know that those cameras exist on their phone. It's just for show because they don't really use it. So when you post it on social media, no one is actually going to notice that you took that on an iPhone 12 Pro Max. So when it comes to photos, it's mostly about capturing the moment. It's mostly about your creativity. Gear does matter. However, for the average user, the gear you have as the iPhone 10R, it's totally fine for you. Gaming on the iPhone 10R should be totally fine. You shouldn't really experience any lag or something like that. Maybe it's the loading screen of a split second that is going to change compared to the very new and powerful iPhones, but honestly, you should be totally fine for the game playing. At the end, even Apple is still selling the iPhone 10R. When you go to their website, at least in the UK, they are still selling the iPhone 10R, which means that they do know that it's an iPhone that still has potential and that most people should be able to buy. So this concludes my video. If you're thinking about moving from your current iPhone, which is lower than the iPhone 10R, I mean, if you really have an iPhone 6s, 7, or whatever, you can get yourself an iPhone 10R. Or if you're thinking about moving from Android, even though I don't recommend that immediately, you should maybe test your Pixel. Uh, anyway, if you're thinking about moving from Android to iPhone as well and you don't want to spend a lot of money, I think the iPhone 10R is totally fine for you and you shouldn't really rush into buying a more expensive iPhone. Thank you for watching.